Alice versus SyDe, our first game today. Here in the upper bracket, Douyu Yule Cup 2021 Season 1, upper bracket, round 1. This is a best of 3. And the French, our European representative SyDe, going up against Alice here on the map that has recently been reintroduced to the pool, which is Turtle Rock. Little disclaimer, in case you guys don't know this yet. We are forced to use a clean feed here. So I don't have camera control. We're reliant on the Chinese production. Look at that creep though. Pulls out the Ogre Lord and traps him with the Keeper and the Treants. That is pretty cool. Minimizing the damage by a lot. Oh. That's a very nice creep. I like that. SyDe keeps the scouting up. He knows that Ogre will give level 2 to the Keeper. Well, wait a minute. It should end anyways. Did SyDe steal the last hit? Normally it's the green camp plus double Ogre for the level up. But I think the Keeper was missing a little bit. Maybe he denied something with the Ancient of War. Perhaps he did. Tier 2 tech starts pretty quickly. Night Elf recently has been looking pretty good against Undead. I don't know who first came up with this build, but the Keeper into Demon seems to be the way to go. We saw in Europe from Foggy's side looking so impressive against Happy, and we've been seeing it pretty much everywhere across the globe. Lawlight displaying it and so many others as well. It seems like it's up to some Undead with their brilliant mind to come up with a proper answer. We've seen a few attempts in the way of gargoyles, but nothing too successfully as far as I could tell. SyDe doing a good job here, scouting, trying to threaten a few last hits, can't quite get them though. He has a very early sacrificial skull. That's certainly quite interesting. SyDe is definitely a macro player at times who loves going to bases, loves massing, also loves playing gargoyles at times. Not necessarily so one base micro focused like other players like Happy might be. Keeper staffs away. SyDe wants to bring out the ghouls. With a handful of ghouls you can creep the middle of the map, the turtles, pretty easily. But SyDe getting scouted is a little too worried about a possible creep jack coming in. It's very important for Night Elf early on, especially during the first nighttime, to scout around with the Wisp, figure out where the Undead is, and if the Undead is playing a ghoul build, make sure that the Undead isn't getting away with too greedy of a camp. As you can see here, Alice is moving in aggressively, not prioritizing level 3 first, but rather keeping pressure on SyDe right away, knowing of course that he can snipe ghouls very easily. First one's gonna go down right here, and the second one's gonna follow. Really good play by Alice here. The creep looked super cool, good scouting, good aggressive movement. Only thing he's missing now is an expansion. Normally this is the backbone of the strength of this Night Elf strategy. Keeper first to expand with, or to control the map with, expand on the way to tier 2, and then go for a demon to secure the late game for yourself. But it's not a demon hunter here, it's a Naga. Interesting. Now Keeper, Naga, plus Demon Hunter third is basically the strongest late game that Night Elf can go for. But it does delay Demon Hunter leveling by a ton. If you are going Demon Hunter, that is. He might be skipping Demon Hunter entirely, but that will of course mean that Undead spells are gonna be a lot more dangerous. DK coming in, sniping the last hit and items here would be absolutely marvelous. Doesn't seem very likely though with a Naga focus fire. Alice secures the camp for himself, gets a level 3. Gets claws, has mantle. Good items for Alice. He's going tier 3, he's going lures. Mostly recently the Night Elves have been playing Dryads into Mountain Giants against Undead. With a couple of Bears mixed in. But if you don't have a Demon Hunter, you don't need rejuice so much. So maybe you can just skip bears entirely, or at least skip bears mostly. Because bears, compared to MGs, always seem to fall a little flat. Bit of a creep jack here coming in. Sorry for the mini spikes. That is also due to the clean feed here. Nothing we can really do about that. It's gonna be another 2 ghouls going down here by the looks of it. Oh, he's trying to see the item. Doesn't get it. SyDe has to invest a Nova as well to get the last hit. Loses the ghoul. Alice with a really good game here. He shouldn't be getting that ghoul. But the Naga is creeping in the meantime. Ooh. SyDe misses the coil. When he had tons of time to use that coil. Loses another ghoul. 5 ghouls now lost. And Alice lost nothing so far. Really clean game by Alice. Looking really good. And here come the Mountain Giants. I really wonder if he's gonna go Demon third. I would love to see it. I love Knight of Triple Hero. And on a big map like this, if you have enough space, you should always be able to creep up to 3. And another creep jack coming in. SyDe may have to TP out of this. Yep, he does. With the Naga, even the statues are threatened. Statue survives, thankfully, otherwise this would have been a big disaster for SyDe. And that's a TP force for Alice. He's got the first Obo Venom, and there's gonna be more coming. Oh, Potom! Oh my god, that's the star-shaped strat. Just archers into MGs with triple ranged hero with triple orb at some point. Don't like that so much. Potom, actually kind of a shitty hero. The best thing she has in the late game is scouting with an owl. I still think Demon Hunter is better, but Potom is certainly easier to keep alive. Way in the back. And just, you know, 1A, 2A, taunt, taunt, taunt. And make those orbs work for you. A lot of creeping here now with the Mountain Giant. There's a potent tank in the front line. The best tank in the game, of course, as we know. That's the idea behind many of the new Night Elf strategies. You just make Mountain Giants, which are really tanky. And then you have tanky stuff. And then you buy 3 orbs. And then you have damage. Takes a while to get there, but once you reach that point, normally Night Elf can be quite strong. Of course, archers are always still very frail. And you'll have to be careful about those. Destroyer morphed, 2 statues on the ground. This is going to be the first big fight of the game. Nova into the backline. SyDe has to spam his commands over and over to ignore the taunts as best as he can. And for now, not too much damage is flying onto the Mountain Giants. Coil goes onto the Dark Ranger. First mistake by Alice this game, visible now. He didn't buy a dust. With the dust, he would have been able to get 2 more fiends here. But without it, only 1 fiend has fallen, and SyDe is having a good fight right here. Staff back in from the Keeper. He still didn't bring a dust. Inventory was full, I suppose. Another coil. Another fiend save. This is still a good fight for SyDe. Again, the archers in the back getting hit. Heroes are also a viable target. Everything but the Mountain Giants, basically, is what you want to attack here. A few more fiends are going down, though. Coil, Burrow, on point. Another Keeper getting threatened himself. Another fiend goes down, though. That's 3 fiend kills against 4 archer kills. So, still a pretty good trade for Alice. Oh, nice surround of the Mountain Giant. That was very well done by SyDe. Okay. That makes this fight fairly even, I would say. But, importantly, there's an expansion coming up behind. Oh, on both sides. Okay, that's pretty cool. DK level 4. It's a big level up. Level 2 Aura. To buff up the entire army. I like that SyDe still keeps the Scourge Bone Chimes. Very likely he's going to start transitioning into A-bombs soon. And for those Scourge Bone Chimes are going to be pretty nice. Invul Heal Scroll for SyDe as well. We're going to perhaps see the next battle over the red camp here. Now we see the Scout Owl coming into play for the first time. The Podham's Scout Owl is doing exactly that, scouting. Can't fight, can't deal any kind of damage, but it can scout, and it cannot be killed, cannot be dealt with. Sort of like a watch reward that we see right here. SyDe again to the shop. Maybe wants to get another heal scroll. Maybe a TP. But it seems like SyDe needs to start to transition into A-bombs because we're going to have purely Mountain Giants from this point, I guess. As I said, the star-shaped strat. Just Orb of Venom plus MGs. Disease Cloud is very effective in that kind of scenario. And also, of course, just normal damage from A-bombs. To which Alice may try to respond with Chimeras, which we've been seeing more and more. And then, normally from the undead side, Gargoyles should follow. So it's a battle of the tech trees. And battle of quickly reacting to your opponent in the proper way. Hero scaling is definitely better on the undead side. Lich and DK will scale immensely well. Keeper and Podham very poorly. The Naga alright. At the same time, the Dark Ranger not super effective. But okay, the game slows down a little bit. We continue creeping. The biggest level up that Alice can look forward to is Naga level 5. But he's still pretty far away from that. Oh, and SyDe did sell the Scourge Bone Chimes, by the way. With him being on 2 bases, I think he could have easily popped down a second Slaughterhouse, go into mass A-bombs, but he wants to stay on Fiend Destroyers for now. 59 supply for Alice. 3 heroes, 3 MGs. That's the army. For now. I would not be too surprised to see a Chimroost somewhere. Ah, there's the second Slaughterhouse. And here come the A-bombs. Maybe he made that decision for transition a little bit later. Because if he had been sure of that earlier on, he definitely shouldn't have sold those Scourge Bone Chimes. But it's okay. Okay, we see the Night Elf base. Dryad's coming. No Chimroost. So dealing with the A-bombs will not be easy. Can Gargoyles ignore Taunt with a new air toggle? That's a good question. I have no idea. Usually, Gargoyles are on A-click on the Chims though. And the Chims are usually always somewhere else than the Taunt is, and the Taunt is small AoE. And the Gargs are easy to reposition, so I don't think taunting the Gargs would be that big of a problem. Anyways, here comes the next fight. 4 Mountain Giants now. DK taking a lot of damage. It's gonna be forced into Invul Potion here pretty fast. SyDe just running past all those MGs. He does not give a damn about them. The heroes in the back need to be careful. Nova on the bottom. Has to be staffed out. That's 1 orb missing. And SyDe is having a pretty good fight here. Oh, did you see that heal scroll? Perfectly timed heal scroll. Nicely done by SyDe. And the Frenchman is looking better and better in this game, if you ask me. He's going to have 5 A-bombs soon. And then these Mountain Giants not going to have so easy of a time anymore. Alice definitely needs chims. Very, very badly needs chims. All the Mountain Giants starting to drop low. I really like that single meat wagon added in. It's not super effective right now, but if there's more Dryads coming, which is not unlikely, it will be very good. We have 2 more expansions coming in the corner. Typical Turtle Rock late game. Expos coming in the corner everywhere. Oh, Mountain Giant. Kobe! Got him with the coil. Really good mana management on the DK as well. Always seems to have mana. Thanks to good positioning of the statues. And SyDe, you know, despite a tough early game. Remember, he lost 5 ghouls early for no trades. SyDe is being super efficient in this late game. And is up at 80 supply now. 80 undead supply with strong heroes. And Alice is nowhere near gyms. And I think the reason he's getting so owned so hard in this late game is because he doesn't have Demon Hunter. With a Demon Hunter and 5 mana burns every fight, this would look much better for him. But he went for Potom, and he's paying the price. I only realized now that he has the Legion Doomhorn, by the way, which is the best item he could have found. Takes out 1 statue, okay. Has a bear now. The bear's probably gonna get eaten alive. But there's another expansion in the corner. SyDe doesn't know about this one. It's a sneaky little expo. But SyDe, of course, has his own. So SyDe is going to be going up to 3 bases. As long as a couple of ghouls left, he can also go into mass upgrades. Oh, and now SyDe knows. I guess he knew. Thank you, Penta Pishna, with the 21-month resub. Says, now I can also drink in the US legally. Cheers. Hell yeah. The United States. It's a funny country, isn't it? You can buy weapons in a supermarket, firearms, before you can have a beer. Fascinating. Anyways, the hero died. Which one was it? The Potom. Yeah, SyDe jumped on top of the army here with his TP. And yeah, it's pretty easy for SyDe, it seems. Without Demon Hunter, you just get slaughtered in the late game. I think that's the biggest mistake here by SyDe, which by Alice, which is a shame, because Alice had a super clean, super good early game. But if you build towards a weak late game army, then your good early game doesn't matter so much. Another fight where Alice got destroyed. So much experience for SyDe. 5, 4, 3 heroes. Very good. Alice is trying everything he can, expanding in the corners, but so is SyDe. Look at that. I think he's got a Necro up there in the top right coming up. Cheeky, cheeky. You can drive at 16. Wait a minute, can't you drive at 16 in Germany as well? I think so. I think that's fine, driving at 16. Dude, we have people driving in cars when they're 90 years old. I think that's a way bigger problem. You know, they have dementia. They have trouble speaking. They have trouble doing anything, but somehow we allow them on the streets. Call Nova. Ooh, the Naga gets out though. Thank goodness for the staff. Would love to know the upgrades here. I imagine they should be pretty good for SyDe. Although it is not the easiest to make the right call which units to upgrade, because for undead you have 4 different upgrade types between these units: A-bombs, fiends, destroyers. That's one of the big advantages for Night Elf. You only need one sort of upgrade type, or 2 I suppose. MGs, bears, dryads, hippos, they all benefit from the same upgrade types. This is a very good position now for Alice. MG's perfectly blocking the front line, but his army is just shrunk too much at this point. And still he can't use mana burns because he doesn't have a Demon Hunter. SyDe has so many spells to use, so much healing to go around. If he just uses 2 coils, that's 1200 HP healed. That's more than an entire A-bomb. I now keep harping on this point. But yeah, Alice, you have to play Demon Hunter. SyDe going up to 4 bases. Maybe even 5. Maybe even 6. The 90-year-old drivers survive with the organs of the people they kill on the street. Hot damn. Dude, I haven't driven a car in a really long time. I don't own a car. I live in Mainz, right? And there's a public transportation everywhere here. As in every biggerish city. You know, Neo, he doesn't even have a driver's license. So Neo basically can never move to the countryside, to a village, because he can't drive. Unless he wants to do his driver's license anew again. But imagine you're sitting there doing your driver's license with like 15-year-old kids, and you're like 35 in the case of Neo. It's kind of weird. So, in case you guys couldn't tell, Alice is trying his best, but he can't win this anymore. SyDe in high upkeep. Was a great game for him. I think they both had different strengths throughout this game. Alice had a super solid early game, good creep route, game plan, scouting, harass. But SyDe's late game was way more on point. He knew which fights to take. That crucial fight in the middle he took very well, where he ignored the 2 mountain giants as best he could, kept his fiends alive pretty well. And then of course the mortal mistake for Alice was his hero combo. No Demon Hunter, no chance. SyDe making more and more wagons, being like, okay bro, it's time to leave. You know that typical moment when you're playing a ladder game and the opponent starts hiding farms and he says something like, have fun fighting my farms, XD, and then you pop down 2 more slaughterhouses and just make mass wagons. Wagons to kill the buildings and gargoyles to find the buildings. And I don't know, maybe Alice is trying to make SyDe kill all of his buildings because this game has been over for a while. But, you know, fighting spirit. Maybe it's just practicing his micro a little bit. Maybe he's thinking about the next map. Maybe this is psychological. But I think now it's certain. GG. 1-0 for SyDe. Good play by the Frenchman. Was a little bit scary early on when the keeper definitely took over the early game. Now that I think about it, with how good the early game was, with these 5 ghoul kills, I think he should have actually expanded faster. I think he should have stayed tier 2, expand tier 2, and then get a big mass army quickly, and then transition tier 3 later. Yeah, that I think was also a bit of a mistake. But mostly, it was the Demon Hunter. You need a Demon Hunter, bro. You do. And yeah, this is a clean feed that we have here, so it's reforged graphics as we all love them, and I can't control the camera, but we can still enjoy high-level Warcraft. This morning, I woke up to, like, I have pretty thick curtains, but the sun was blasting through the curtains almost, because I almost forgot what it looked like, but we have actual sunlight, like actual honest-to-God, open skies sunlight. The first time in 3 weeks, maybe, that not everything is covered in clouds, which is kind of nice. You can immediately feel your spirits getting lifted. It's kind of good. I hope you guys also have nice weather and the sun out wherever you are. And if it's nighttime, then hopefully tomorrow. The noble and humble SyDe. Yeah, I think that describes him pretty well. One of the nicest people in the scene. He probably is the nicest guy in the scene. He's, if SyDe ever dies doing something martyrous, is that an adjective? Martyrous? You know, like a martyr? Apparently not. Anyways, if he ever dies doing something martyr-like, I think he's gonna be turned into a saint. Because he's like Mother Teresa. And if he watches this VOD, he's probably not going to appreciate me saying that. But yeah, he's a great guy. For some reason, whenever really good people hear other people talking about them in a very favorable way, they don't like it very much. I guess it's the whole being put on a pedestal kind of thing. I don't have to be worried about that, bro. So the second map is going to be coming up here pretty soon. And Alice has the map choice. What's he going to pick? What is the normal Night of pick nowadays? Amazonia, of course. But that should be vetoed. And Terranas stand. Yeah. AZ or Terranas. So the question is, if SyDe let one of the two through, I would be very surprised if it lets AZ through. If he wants to be cheeky with Expos on Terranas, I could see that. We'll find out in a second. And, oh my god, as if I had known it. As if I had known it. Guess where we're going? We're going to Terranas stand. My head is really itchy today. This is something I've noticed. The longer my hair has grown, the more my head itches. And yeah, make your jokes about Remo having lice. I don't have lice. I just have my head itching. What would be said of you? I think I would have a lot of people saying a lot of good things about me. But also some people would say, holy shit, that guy did some stupid ass shit when he was drunk and out of control. And they would not be wrong. Warden first against DK first. This could be a 2-base kind of game. Where the Warden I always thought was king, but I've seen more and more games recently. Or queen, I guess. But I've seen more and more games recently where the Warden has a tough time getting off the ground, never gets level 5, and then gets overrun by the undead with like ghouls and gargs and stuff. Wash your hair, come on. No, no, no. I washed my hair last night, bro. Washed my hair last night. That's not it. Yeah, I've been wanting to get a haircut for a long time now. But as you guys may have noticed, the hairdressers are all closed because of the COVID. In Germany, at least. So, I couldn't get one. I wonder if I should go ultra extreme again and just shave it all off. Like, clean shave it all off. I did that a couple of times in the past. But the truth is, it always looks so extreme. I always look like a skinhead after I do that. And like, Also, it kind of looks like crap, you know? Expansion coming up here for Alice very early. Side with the ziggurat first. Has to wait for a bit more lumber to actually get up the expo. Alice just trying to force a few resources here, force the early net up tower, maybe delay the expansion a little bit longer. Expo's coming up now. Oh, he's got the crystal ball. I wonder where he's going to reveal. What do you guys think? Is the observer going to show us where he's going to reveal? Oh my god, he actually is. That was supposed to be a rhetorical question. I thought he never would be able to do that, but he actually did. So SyDe saw that there was no tech still, right? I was so surprised by our observer showing it that I didn't even see the tech. But you won't wash the bed sheets. Dude, no joke. I actually changed the sheets just... When was it? 5 days ago or something. Not gonna tell you how long it was before that. Ancient of War in the middle of the map. Interesting. That's of course one of the big benefits of Terran Stand for Night Elf. You can creep the Merc camp right away. And you can keep on walking the Ancient of War as if he was a good boy. And just buy units from the Merc. So the expansion now fully mining. Ward not quite level 3 yet. Could perhaps pick off some acolytes. As the Necro isn't finished yet, that could be quite effective. SyDe has been playing mostly passive here for a while, but moving across the map now. How many ghouls he got? 7 ghouls? Don't know if that's enough for a cancel. Oh, the tech is actually almost finished. Classic second hero edition here would be the Panda. But if this expo falls, this would be painful. Oh, and SyDe revealed it. He used the crystal ball. Crystal ball. Alright, is this enough damage? DK has full mana for coils. The TP is coming in though. I think the tree should be fine, maybe. I think it should be fine. Yeah, level 3 Warden. Trying to surround. Oh, nice surround against the Berserker. That's a surround on 200 ping as well. Damn, that was sick. SyDe splitting the ghouls. Ancient of War dies to the creeps. Stressful situation. Warden bought the second tele staff, so the DK can't use it. But DK with the boots, I like that adjustment as well. The boots help a lot, being able to run away from the Warden. And it's a good attack by SyDe. He's catching up on tech. He should survive. The Warden's out of mana. Does she have a mana potion? No. The ghouls in the main, I guess they killed something. That was the DK's level 3. Oh, if he gets the cancel here on the lower, that would be big. That's a really weird Warden inventory. Double ring. double staff of teleportation. He's gonna have to use that staff now to get back. Just barely. The ghouls were not able to get the Ancient of Lore. And the ward now is gonna punish them as much as she can. Should be at least 2 ghouls going down. But I think that was still pretty good for SyDe. As long as his macro is in order here and he can rush tier 3. I think he's looking pretty good. He could go Lich second. Mass Fiend State use A-bombs, the standard. Or he could go Gargs. Something I've been seeing recently from some undeads in China is Alchemist third. Go Banshee, Anti-Magic, and Alchemist third against Warden. It's actually pretty cool. Alice finally creeping up his natural. Took quite some time though to be able to do this. And of course remember the TP is gone. Crystal Ball also for him. Man, they both have some really good reads on where the opponent is with their Crystal Balls. Nice to see. Alice at only 34 supply, no second hero. And Lumber is extremely low. So I guess his tech must have just started to tier 3. Warden finally level 4. So now has the powerful level 2 Blink. That looks like double Slaughterhouse over there. Mass, A-Bomb, and Destroyer might be coming in. And yeah, we have the tier 3 for Alice as well. Wait. 3 buildings coming up. Double Slaughter and Banshee House? I'm curious. Boots on the DK, still valuable. Has to use the heal pot here right away. Maybe force into the invul instantly as well. If you can keep the Warden away from 5, it might be worth it. Mud Golem. Don't know if that's going to do very much with there being 4 Dryads out already. Oh! Double Temple. You know, I always forget about this. Because I never played myself. SyDe is a fascinating guy. Like, he can play all sorts of strategies. He's a super good Warcraft player, obviously. He's such a nice person as well. But at the same time, also, he agrees with me that the nature of the Necro Wagon strategy is super cancer, but he still plays it a lot. And you know what? I can't blame him for playing it too much. Hate the game, don't hate the player. I have advocated for Necro Wagon nerf for a long time. But yeah, hasn't come to pass yet. And we're gonna see the Necro Wagons here. Can be very hard to deal with. What Alice needs against it is A, lots of Wisps, B, ideally a Panda, and 3, Fairy Dragons. Very important, Fairy Dragons. Maybe Chims. I'm never sure if Chims are very good or not. I feel like without a food supply for both players, I am lost. Yeah, it's a little strange compared to what we usually see. Normally we can quickly look at desupply, as Todd would like to say, and then get a pretty good sense of what's going on, but here we don't have it so easily at hand. Warden should be level 5 here very soon. But her level 5 really isn't that effective against mass Necros, because Fan of Knives level 3 only hits 5 targets max. She can, however, harass the Acolytes very, very well. Alright, SyDe is coming. Heading south with 60 supply. Warden has some really good items. Tome of Retraining. And now it's time for some Blink Fan Harass. That's going to be very effective. But SyDe is, of course, not going to turn around just for this Warden. But the income is going to be halted here quite effectively. Good splits by SyDe. And he's going to unload at the expansion in the middle. The army of the Night Elf is catching some stragglers. Hero levels on SyDe are way worse. Way worse than for Alice. But can he deal with the Necros? Can he deal with all the Necros and all the skeletons? Taking out the wagons is one step. Oh, the wagons are a little mispositioned. Breath of Fire coming in. Drunken Haze. Foul Knives. We saw a bit of Cripple already as well. But it seems like this is a little too much for Alice to deal with. The bear's getting Nova'd, getting crippled. One gets saved with the staff. But the Decade's level 4. That's a really big deal to help with the aura. Lich level 2 should be going for Dark Ritual here. There's endless mana sustained for the Lich. And guess what? The expansion is gone already. Would love to see SyDe maybe even take a third base, top right. But maybe he doesn't know it's been prepped yet. This would be a smart time perhaps for SyDe to just fall back. There's not much for him to gain here anymore. Outside of losing units himself. Detonates are big. Pana's almost level 2, but also some bears are going down. Warden would love to be level 6, use her ultimate, but I don't think she's very close to that. SyDe looking in prime position here to take the 2-0 with the good old Necro Wagon push. Something that is still pretty rarely played. I like that SyDe falls back here, not overextending. He can transition now if he wants, but doesn't have to. Most importantly, build up a bit of a bigger army, maybe some A-bombs. A-bombs would be a great addition. Also some scrolls. At the same time, though, against the Warden, you don't want to be too passive, because you know, once you give her enough space, she's going to start hopping into the Acolytes again. Expansion top right has been scouted. Oof, the army for Al is in trouble. Look at that. Everything's ultra red, thanks to Disease Cloud. It's going to be a cancel from the ghouls top right. SyDe playing a great game. A great series. Turtle Rock early. He lost a little bit more than he should have. But other than that, great performance by the Frenchman here so far. Warden blinks in, but immediately gets crippled. Should be able to blink out. No, she can't! Oh! Blink apparently was still on cooldown. Level 5 hero falls. That is so much experience now for SyDe. And the Panda is going to follow right after. GG is called 2-0 for SyDe.